Hello and welcome to the mini-series about teen missions, also TMI for short. Now, teen missions, what is it? You go on missions trips and you start off with a 2-week boot camp, which is what I'm talking about today. Now, boot camp sounds fun, or it might not sound fun. It's not. Whatever you think, it's not fun. So that's what we're talking about today. So we're going to be going through your everyday boot camp day. And we're going to start with getting up in the morning. Alright. So, you want to guess what time you get up? You may say like, oh, 7, and you think that's early. That's not early. You get up at 5:30, and that's also not early. And you want to think, okay, well, that really stinks, but I don't really care. Well, you try getting up at 5:30 tomorrow, and you see what happens. You're really grumpy. You can't think well. You put salt on your bread, which is what I did one time. Anyway, and to wake you up, they shake your tent. Like literally, they just come over and your leaders shake your tent, which always stinks. And you want to know something? You have to get up at 5 if you have KP, which is kitchen patrol, where you actually like help serve the breakfast. All right. Make sure you don't forget your name tag when you leave, because if you do, it's an SB. I'll just go over what basically that is, and in the next video, I'll mention how you can get them. So an SB is called a special blessing, and you may think that's good, but it's not. It's a punishment, so don't ask why they call it special blessing. But they say because they didn't train you well enough, that somehow that's like fair, that you can just do manual labor as a punishment, called a special blessing. Alright. Then breakfast, I mean, that's okay, I won't go over that too much usually. I mean, how can you mess up breakfast? I mean, I don't remember it being very, very bad anytime. Then you have the OC, short for obstacle course. I'll cover that in the next video, but basically it's this thing that sounds fun, like jumping hurdles and stuff, but it ain't fun. So look forward to the next video to see how bad it was. Let's see here. Then you have devotions for 30 minutes where you read your Bible and you do stuff. Where you read your Bible and you do stuff like that. It's not bad. I mean, then you have. So I know this doesn't sound that bad so far. It's really just, and being in the heat. It's in Florida in the summer, and it's like 90 degrees outside everywhere. Also, in the next video, I'm going to mention there's a slough, and because I'm a preteen, I always fall into the slough, so I'll be soaked until, like, lunch. Okay, then we have a morning rally where we sing some songs, and we do some cheers that we think of. We can think of, like, cheers to do, like, yay, our team, which was Prince Edward Island. Then we have class 1. Now, classes can be anything from making balloon animals to fully making carpentry and cement, all that stuff. After that is lunch. Lunch can sometimes, I didn't like the food sometimes, but that might just be me. I know sometimes they had stuff that I would never eat, but the worst thing they gave me was on the field, which was a tuna fish sandwiches. Now, I don't want to offend anyone if you like tuna fish sandwiches, but I hate those things. Alright, let's see here. Okay, then it's basically, you know the Lego movie? Did you see that movie, the original one? Not the one with Batman, but the original one. Well, it did have Batman actually, but not the one about Batman. There was this room called the Think Tank. Also, stop if you don't want spoilers. But, and basically what they do in the Think Tank is they trap master builders and they use them for ideas. That's basically what you do here. They trap kids in their eating site. I mean, not literally in cages, but you have to sit in your eating site where you eat your food for 30 minutes, and you just, like, think of ideas. Like, the theme will be a boot camp theme song. You have to think of a boot camp theme song. Then you get free time. Now, usually you don't even get free time because it's also paid up with when you do your SBs, so you don't get free time until you've done all your SBs, and laundry and bathing. So, how do you get clean at boot camp? Well, this is how you get clean at boot camp. You go down to the lake with a bucket and you pour mucky water all over your face. Sounds fun, right? Right. And you know what? Your clothes are gonna get washed. No, my friends. Not in a washer, but in a bucket. You grab lake water. Sometimes it would have minnows in it. You just have to pour out the minnows or just get minnows in your shirt. and you just put laundry soap on, and you dip your shirts in the soapy water, but it's really just like water. It stained my shirt really bad, so I think that was flawed somehow. Somehow, I don't know how. It's not like we're using lake water. But the occasional time you did have free time, you could like write letters to your parents, tell them how horrible it is. Then class 2, which is pretty similar to class 1, only it's a different class. I mean, yeah, nothing too special about class 2. Dinner is about the same as lunch. I mean, it's sometimes I don't like the food. That might just be me. Sometimes it is pretty bad though. Evening and if you don't eat your food, you get a special blessing. I'll cover all the special blessings in the next video. Evening rallies, lots like the morning rally, only sing more songs and do more dancing and stuff. And then after that, it's actually bedtime. By then, it's like 9 o'clock. And at bedtime, if it rained during the day, and you didn't put the rain cover on your tent, oh, that really stinks for you, man. Because your tent's flooded with water, and all your stuff is wet. So one kid bought a sponge. Me and my tent mate were smart, and we didn't have a tent flood. But if your tent did flood, you'd have to borrow that kid's sponge, because he was the only kid who got a sponge. Or you go down to the boot camp store and spend money. The place smelled a little bit, but yeah, it might have been just me again. And that's about it. I mean, bedtime, it doesn't cool down in the evening in Florida, especially in summer. Still 90 degrees. If you want to get away from the bugs, you got to go in your sleeping bag, but then it's hot in the sleeping bag. So that really stinks, but that's about going to wrap it up for boot camp. But this isn't the end of the series. See me again in my next video, also about boot camp, but it's about some of the more horrible things. The obstacle course, how you can get SBs, a few other random things, and how you can get disqualified from the obstacle course. So, you want to know about that? We'll look forward to the next one. Peace out, guys.